Well, Gene, here it is. A couple of days after Christmas, the 27th, and it's Friday night. Let's see what we got to talk about tonight.
Okay, we did promise an update to the situation, so I'll tell you the three things that I know are in process here, and tell you what I do know about those three items. We have the one deal, which is a smaller deal, but I do know that the SWIFT has reached the receiving bank for the monetizer. So that was sometime in the last couple days. So they only have 7 banking days to pay for. Now, when they say banking days, that excludes weekends and excludes holidays, just for the record here. So they won't count New Year's and they won't count Christmas Day. And in most cases, this time of the year, when you're doing deals of this size, you know, it's not a low-level bank employee that authorizes the release of that kind of money, you know, for the monetization of, you know, something that large. It's going to have to be a large, you know, a significant bank officer. And very often between Christmas and New Year's in Europe, they're simply not there. But I do believe that we can expect some information. If we don't get it by Monday or Tuesday of this week, it'll come, you know, the funds will come on the first one that's there, where the 760 is already received. They'll come in a few days into January. And that's completely out of my control. But what I can tell you is the fact that the 760 is there is a very good sign, because that's proof of delivery right there. And then the second deal, which I will get significantly more funds on, can address all the principal across the board. That one, the order for sending was sent on Friday. I don't know, that only requires a 799. I don't know if it was sent Friday or whether it was sent perhaps, you know, this Monday. You know, when I say Friday, I'm talking about Friday of last week, you know.
Yeah.
So we have not got a communication from the bank. Now, this is one where the sender, the client, banks at DBS Singapore, and they're sending the 799 to DBS in Singapore. So we won't have any problem when the banker gets to it completing the transaction, because it's an in-house, it's in the same bank. The client's in the bank, the monetizer's in the bank. You know, so that's highly expected to complete sometime early in the first few days of January. As soon as the bankers get back from holiday, they'll take care of that matter and it'll be funded right away. And I'll get paid in a couple of days from that point, because it'll go to the paymaster and then to me. So that's very, very good news for us. And then we have the third transaction, which is the one where the pay order is already with the U.S. Paymaster, where I have actually sent you, Gary, a copy of it.
Right.
I do get an update on that every Friday. I did receive an update this Friday. They indicated that the bank, HSBC, had they had completed their review of all 40,000 documents, 53 boxes, and they had 3 documents that need to be updated by the shipping company. The client has already contacted the shipping company, and they will be available in the first few days of the new year to update those documents. They basically weren't very legible. They were there, but they weren't legible. The shipping company has agreed to redo the documents and give them a legible copy that they can deliver to the bank. And then there's one other document which they had to go retrieve from the courthouse. The judge has it in his possession at the courthouse for them, and they can pick it up in the first few days of January. So that deal, which is very significant to me, it's a very, very important deal. I expect that one to be paid either the second or the third week of January. And that one is not going to go backwards. It's not going to unwind. There's nothing to do but what I just described, and those are just the ending formalities of the bank. And by the way, they have paid for the tear sheet. So there are no other fees to be attached or assessed or anything like that. That is all taken care of. So those are the 3 transactions that are underway. It's been a very quiet couple days, as you can imagine, because basically the bankers and the important people in these transactions, they're not suffering for money during the holidays, I assure you. But since we discussed having a conversation this week about that, that's why I'm updating everybody and letting them know. So I can't get it to anybody before the end of the year. We only got a couple of days left in the year. But as soon as we enter January, it'll be available. And I can assure you that at least these transactions are as close to closed as you could be without the actual wires being sent to the paymaster and then to myself. Okay? So just be confident. It's a slight delay, but it's only a slight delay, and that's all it will be. And given that there's 3 of them that have gone down, and there are other transactions actually behind that, but they're not even starting until January. I'm just talking about the ones that are essentially closed and payable, whereby everybody can get their principal back, and then I can start the investment, which will pay the success fees. Okay? So, that being said, I'm not likely to talk to everyone before New Year's, so I do want to wish everyone a very happy New Year. Mm-hmm. And thank everybody for participating. We're going to make it all worthwhile very shortly. Of course, if anybody comes up with a question that needs to be answered, they can get a hold of you, Gary, and you can get a hold of me. We'll still answer questions. It's not that. It's just there's nothing else I can tell you until we hear from the bankers. And that's going to be soon. It'll be just right after New Year's, essentially, at this point. Right. Okay? Right. So that's, as I say, maybe I'll say it for the last time this year, onward and upward.
Well, I'm sure we won't have it for the last time, but yeah.
Last time this year.
Yeah, this year only.
Next year, I'm going to start it
next update call will be New Year's.
That's right.
In the new
and it's
year.
Going to be a wonderful year. I believe that for many of us, it will be the best year we've ever had. I fully believe that.
Good.
I know it will be for me, and consequently for you guys as well. And girls.
Very good. All righty.
All right, Gary. Happy New Year. Talk to you in a couple of days, okay?
All right. I hope everybody had a happy Christmas, and we're going to have a happy New Year. I think we're going to have a wonderful year.
That's right.
we'll talk to you in the new year.
Okay, all right. Thanks, guys. Later.